Hi. In logical reasoning concepts, in this video, we will talk about little more about calendars, which is odd days of a century. Okay, guys, this concept helps you in answering the questions of calendars in less than 30 seconds. The questions look unsolvable, but the application of these concepts make easier to solve it in a quicker way. How? So let's try to explore it. As generally, the first 100 years, how many odd days are there? Because the whole concept is related to odd days only. So in 100 years, how many odd days were there is important point. Guys, point number 1. In the first 100 years, okay, the first year to 100 years, how many ordinary years are there and how many leap years are there? Very, very important. Okay. So how you will say how many leap years you have? So always remember, when you want leap years, okay, always divide with 4. Okay, and when you want odd days, always divide with what? 7. Okay, point number 1. When you are dividing with 4, you have to concentrate on the quotient to get your number of leap years. When you are dividing with 7, always concentrate on the remainder. So if you know these 2 points, your job is going to be a cakewalk. So let's try to understand in 100 years how many leap years will be there. Okay, in 100 years how many leap years will be there? If you divide with 4, okay, 4 how many times? 425 times what? 100. Okay, a lot of people will write, yeah, there are 25 leap years and there are 75 non-leap years, they'll write. Why I am taking leap years and non-leap years? Because I know in an ordinary year, which is a non-leap year, I will have 1 odd day. When it is a leap year, I will have 2 odd days. So because to get the number of odd days in a century, I should know how many leap years are there, how many non-leap years are there. But the important point is this. What we have discussed in our first video, including this 100th year, there are 25 leap years. But 100th year is a leap year? No, because this is not going to divide with 400. So this 100th year is also included. That's why you got 25 leap years. So that's where a lot of people do wrong. So the final point is this. There are 24 leap years and 76 non-leap years are there. Okay. So total how many odd days in 100 years? In 100 years, how many odd days will be there? Yeah, 24 leap years, which means every leap year will have how many odd days? 2 odd days, and every normal year will have how many odd days? 1 odd day. So the total number of odd days are going to be 48 plus 76. If you add these two, how much you are going to get? 70, 40, it's going to be 110. Okay, 110 and this is 8, 118 plus 6. So I can say that's going to be total 124 days. Okay, 124 odd days are there. But the point is this, it's not always, guys, always remember, in a week you have only 7 days. Okay, whenever the number of odd days are more than 7, you have to divide with 7. Okay, so please kindly divide this 124 with 7. Okay, 7 ones are 7. I left with what? 5 and 4. 7, how many times? 7 sevens are 49. I left with what? 5 here. I told you in the beginning of the video, when you are dividing with 7, your concentration should be on where? Your remainder. So I can say there are 100 odd days. Sorry, there are 5 odd days in a century, which is in 100 years. In 100 years, how many odd days will be there? In 100 years, there are 5 odd days. Okay, in 100 years, how many odd days will be there? 5 odd days. But think logically, first 100 years is having 5 odd days. Then first 200 years will have how many odd days? It's very simple. For every 100 years, there are 5 odd days. So I can say there are 10 odd days. Okay. But ask yourself a question. Again, the 10 is what? More than 7. Again, you have to divide this 10 with what? 7. So 7, 1's a 7, I left with 3. I can say again, there are 3 odd days. Okay, there are 3 odd days. So I can say instead of 10, how many odd days will come? 3 odd days. For what? 200. So guys, can I conclude? For 300 years, how many odd days will be there? Guys, it's very simple. For 100 years, there are 5. So 300 years, there are 15 odd days. Okay, but again the 15 is more than 7. So you have to divide this 15 with what? 7 again. Okay, if you divide this 15 with 7, you are going to get what? 7 how many times? 7 2's a 14. I left with what? 1. So I can say 1 odd day. Okay, for every 300 years, we'll have how many odd days? 1 odd day. So these points are very, very important. Okay, so 100 years will have 5 odd days, 200 years had how many? 3 odd days, and 300 years had 1 odd day. How about 400? Yeah, 100 years will have 5 odd days. So 400 years will have 5 into 4. That's going to be 20 odd days. 20 odd days. Okay, but this is where one more important point. Guys, this 400th year is what? A leap year. When 400th year is a leap year, so you will get 21 odd days. When you will get 21 odd days, if you divide this 21 with 7, okay, 21 is going to divide with 7. 7 3 is a 21. I left with what? 0 as a what? Reminder. So I can say there are 0 odd days. So I can say for every 400 year, there are 0 odd days. I mean, like, first 400 years will have 0 odd days, which means next 0 odd days will come in which year? 800. All the multiples of 400 years. So 400, 800, 1200, 1600, okay, 2000, okay, 2400. So definitely we'll have what? 0 odd days. Okay, so this is what the whole point. So when 21 odd days divided with 7, it's going to be a remainder of what here? 0. Okay, so guys, so the point is this with the century years. Okay, so 100 years will have 5 odd days, 200 years will have 3 odd days, 300 years will have 1 odd day, okay, and 400 years will have definitely 0 odd days. So all the multiples of 400 years will have how many odd days? 0 odd days. You will shortly understand why all this is explaining. Okay, definitely with a logic, we are going to solve the question once you know all these points. And after this, we need to find out odd days in number of odd days in a month. Guys, January will have how many days? 31. February will have 29 or 28. March will have how many? 30. Guys, if you look at any calendar, you may encounter 31 days month, you may encounter 30 days month, you may encounter 28 days month, you may encounter 29 days month. If you understand how many days a month which is having 31, that is applicable to every month. No need to know every month thing. But I have listed out the things, but you need to understand. So guys, when you divide this particular number with 7, because if you want odd days, you have to divide with 7. So 31 is going to divide with 7. Let's say January. So I am going to find out in January how many odd days were there. So when 31 is going to divide with 7, okay, 7 how many times? 7 fours are 28. I left with what here? I left with 3. So I can say in January there are 3 odd days. Okay, yeah, let's talk about February. In February sometime, when the year is a leap year, you will have 29 days. It is a normal year, you will have 28 days only. When 28 is going to divide with 7, 7 fours are 28, it's going to be 0. So I can say a month which is having 28 days, always there are 0 odd days. Okay, and if there is a month of March will have how many? 30. Okay, if you divide with 7, 4s are 28, you left with what? 2. So I can say in March there are 2 odd days. Okay, and when it is 29, okay, if you divide with 7, 4s are 28, you can say 1 odd day. Okay, in February there are 2 types. When there are 28 days, you will have 0 odd days. When there are 29 days, you will have 1 odd day. Okay, when there are 30 days, which is March, you will have March, the finger, how to recognize the months which is having 30 days, 31 days, so that you can easily get the point. So this is the concept regarding your days of a month. So I can conclude with only 4 points here. The month which is having 31 days, you will have 3 odd days. 30 days, you will have 2 odd days. 29 days, you will have 1 odd day. 28 days, you will have 0 odd days. So if you understand this particular point, job is a cakewalk. Okay, hope everybody understood. So I am listing out all the months and the odd days. So the first thing will tell you the month and the number of odd days. When it is an ordinary year, there are 0. When it is a leap year, it's a 1 odd day. So ordinary means you will have 28 days. Leap year means you will have 29 days. Okay, so this is the list of all the months and number of odd days. Hope everybody. So don't try to remember all these things. You have to remember only one thing. 31 divided with 7, 3. 30 divided with 7, 2. 28 divided with 7, it's going to be what? 0. 29 divided with 7, it's going to be what? 1. So if you understand this, you can do logically with the less time. Hope everybody understood. Next, we need to understand decoded days for a week. Guys, when you are solving all the questions in calendar, so this is the final point. Guys, what is the final point here? Guys, let's you find the odd days, you got your odd days is 1. So then your answer is going to be Monday. Okay, Monday. If you got 0 odd days finally, so that's going to be Sunday. Okay, so this is how you need to answer your questions. Okay, so I am going to list out the code and day so that you will easily understand. So the code, when it is 0, okay, it's going to be Sunday. When you will get a 0, if you got, let's say there are 49 odd days, when you are dividing with 7, 7 sevens are 49, then only you will get a 0. When you got a 0, it's definitely what? Sunday. If it is 1, Monday. If it is 2, Tuesday. 3, Wednesday. 4, Thursday. 5, Friday, and 6 is going to be what? Saturday. Once you know this particular concept, the job is going to be a cakewalk for you. Hope everybody understood the whole concept. Let's try to solve one question here. So the basic one. If today is Monday, after 85 days, it will be. Okay. If today is Monday, after 85 days, it will be what? So guys, the point is very simple. After how many days they are asking? So they are asking after how many days? They are asking after 85 days. So what you need to understand here is each day of the week repeated after 7 days. Okay, so the Monday will repeat it after 7 days. So Guys, can I conclude? So 85. Okay, so can I conclude? So after 84 days, again, it's going to be repeated. Yes or no? Why? Because 84 is a multiple of 7. Okay, so what the point is this? So simply divide this 85 with what? 7. Okay, 7 ones are 7. I left with 1 and a 5. 7 twos are 14. I left with what? 1. So this 1 is going to be what here? The 1 is going to be what? The left out days. Okay, from this Monday plus 1 day. Okay, plus 1 day. So Monday plus 1 day is going to be what? Tuesday. So after 85 days, okay, after 85 days, it's going to be what? Tuesday. Okay, after, because 84th day is Monday. Okay, because after every 7 days, the same day is going to come. So after 84th day is going to be what? Monday. Okay, so obviously 85th day is going to be what? Definitely Tuesday. They may ask you what is 83rd day. If you are good with the analyzation and all, you can tell you the answer. Yeah, 84th day is Monday. So before that day, that is 83rd day is going to be what? Sunday. Okay, but if you divide 83 with 7, okay, 7 ones are 7. I left with 1. For your clarity, I am writing like this. So I left with what here? 3. So 7 twos are 14. It's not going to be possible. 7 ones are 7. Okay, I left with what? 6. Okay, I left with what here? 6. Okay, so when it is 6, please count from Monday to 6, you will get your answer. Okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes or no? So if you count 6, you will get what? Sunday as your answer. But if you good with multiples, I know 84 is a Monday. So before 1 day, it's going to be what? Sunday. So that's how you can definitely get your answers very easily. Hope everybody understood the basic question. So in the next video, we'll try to understand how to solve different variety of questions. Okay, thank you.